Five, I hope. I never know with these things. So, welcome everyone. Tonight I am here to talk about episode 18 of Fruits Basket Season 2, which was very emotional and heartbreaking. But I'm here tonight, joined by Creating with Katie. If you want to introduce yourself for the people who do not know you.
Oh, hello. I'm a weeb.
How to bring up actual. I know what I'm talking
Oh yeah,
about.
same.
Like,
Same. There
I
we go.
didn't. Okay, good. Yes, I have notes. Apparently, I never took good notes on 18. Notes on it.
There was a lot of stuff in these two episodes too.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm definitely understanding why people like Rin so much now.
Oh yeah. She's a total babe, and two, she's just a badass. So
Yeah, like at first when I saw like episode 18, I felt like they might be coming on like too strong, but then like episode 19 like fleshed her out more, got us to understand more of what she's doing, what she's after. Yeah, she's great.
yep, all around, total queen. We just want to dive right in.
Yes, I guess we started. Yeah, because we got a lot in episode 18. Action with something I actually forgot about until we got to this point was that she already knew Hero, and like Hero had been with.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he was there whenever he saw her like yeet out a window.
Yeah, that was definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I have a feeling like he feels a little bit responsible for it, but he's a kid.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's like not his fault. He sees someone fly out the window. He's
no.
like, "Oh, I should go help them," and that's like what he did. Apparently, I'm streaming for resolution. That one out later.
Oh, the streaming issues.
Yeah, especially trying to stream two places. And yes, hello, Francesca. I don't know if I actually said hello to you, but yes, hello.
Ooh, hello.
Yeah, I was
Well, it
also
seems to
going.
be working at least.
Yes, that is
So,
good.
but yeah, I love that she keeps trying to get information from Shigure, and Shigure's like, "Girl, I don't even know what I'm doing today." I'm like, "How am I supposed to know anything?" Like,
Yeah.
he really doesn't know anything. Like, he even tells Hattori that, like, I think it's hilarious. He even mentions like, I think it's hilarious that she thinks I know stuff. Like, what?
I still feel like Shigure, like he knows. He's not lying in that he doesn't know how to break the curse, but I feel like he's onto something.
Yeah. I think he knows some, but I think he has secrets. I mean,
Yeah,
I know the
definitely.
secrets because I've read the manga, but I'm not going to give it away.
Yes, please no manga spoilers on the chat or in the stream. I would definitely prefer that.
Yes.
But yeah, it's also kind of fun to like see your reaction because you've seen it before, but not in form.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Seeing this season brought to life, like, for me, is just, it's like getting Christmas every week. Because I just grew up watching this and like reading the manga and loving this so much. I mean, it is my favorite.
Yeah.
It just is. And whenever they announce this, like, I'm still so excited. And now every week I just get more and more excited.
Except you also
So
get like more and more suffering.
yeah, that's the other thing is like I've read the manga. I know it's not all, happy times, and that also makes me sad because like when I start an episode, I'm like, oh yeah, and then I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
Like,
I get to see this. Wait, why is Ren being thrown out a window again? Why is that making me sad? Why is she crying?
yep. Oh man, yeah. Especially like you just know sometimes if you start an episode and you read the manga and you're like, oh, this is what we're doing today.
Yes.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
hi, Jared.
Yes. Hello, Jared. Thank you for stopping by. And that's cool.
Yes. I love the emotes anyway.
I thought yeah, I was kind of surprised like how far they went with like Ren's abuse and like how much her abused her, like everything there. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
I mean, that is a hot topic for me. Like,
yeah,
it was because we were going to do this, a week or two ago, but whenever it came out, it was watching it. Oh, it was very triggered that day.
mm-hmm.
Uh, it's like you can see it right there, like her face.
Yeah,
and her screaming over and over, "Don't yell at me." I've had that happen to me in a flashback. Like you're years, I mean, she's years away from dealing with them and living with them, and she sees that and goes back to that time because she feels so helpless, and it's just that is
yeah. It's just like
rough.
how like she like Tohru was there, and like Tohru is the least likely person to ever hurt her.
Yes, Francesca, yes. But yeah, that's just seeing all of that and like seeing her flashback and her story again and then seeing her freak out. Her freak out is what did it for me because
Right.
like that for someone who like has CPTSD or PTSD, like dealing with the aftermath of that and like going about your day, being normal and like something setting you off or you falling back into that place that you were and like she very much so was like that is it's very hard to overcome and like you can't function normally whenever you get to a place like that. Like she was literally collapsed on the ground screaming over and over and people were like, "What?"
Yeah, and
Like
it's like it's not something you can like deal with purely logically because like logical perspective say it's just Toru, no one to worry about. You don't need to feel this way. Like she can't just feel normal. There's all the emotions are coming back, and she can't control them and just breaks down.
right. Yes, Francesca, that is 100%. That's why Fruits Basket is my favorite anime like period.
You two need to
Because
just
like
talk more. You'd be great friends.
yes, please send me a whisper on Twitch or find me on Instagram. But yes, like it's seeing like that's why I couldn't personally talk about it right away. I actually like after I watched that, I just curled in a ball in bed. I was like, I'm just gonna take a nice depression nap. I
Yeah,
think this is what I'm gonna do to deal with this one.
yeah. It
So
just shows like how good the show is. Like it can make you feel ways you did not think you could feel. Like
yeah,
I find the
yep,
show very emotional, but I don't have that same connection. I can only imagine. You know,
yeah, and like even like her hating hospitals, like her because of her parents' rejection in a hospital, like
oh yeah,
associating that place with that rejection, like that happens a lot to people who like suffer with CPTSD. Like when I go back to where I grew up, like there's certain areas, like and even going home gives me anxiety. But like there's certain places like I can't go without having a breakdown
okay.
like and same thing with like people like being around certain people and stuff like that so it's how they depict it in this anime is just like to a T perfection because that is how it is
Yeah.
so yeah
I actually had not thought about that being the reason she hated hospitals. Now that I thought it was just like she spent a lot of time there, just was never a pleasant experience. But yeah, associated with her parents rejecting her for good, that makes perfect sense.
and you can tell they're trying to put that across because as soon as she's saying like I hate hospitals it's gonna it flashes back to her parents rejecting her in that hospital.
Yeah,
Like that's where it takes her to, and I do love that Haru like protects her in that moment, even though he is very young.
yeah.
And
Haru
like
is great. That's what I was going to ask you next. Is like, what did you think about Haru there?
Haru is he's perfect. You could tell he was getting a little dark there,
Yeah,
like yelling at them for sure. But I love that he protects her because like some of these that's sometimes what you need
right.
is just someone to like be there to lean on.
Yeah, you need a Haru in your life, like someone who accepts you, who loves you, like is there for you.
Yes, Francesca, you got that on the head. She said Yuki's trigger is a soma state and Ren's is the hospital.
Right.
100%. But
It's it's also
go
interesting
ahead.
too. I have a note saying no spoilers beyond episode 21. Made me think of something. Like how both Yuki and Rin want Toru. They want a mother that they never had.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people get that. I mean, I got that from my grandma. Like my grandma was that for me, and
Okay.
like I'm very very happy. And I've had really really great mom friends, and I'm
Mhm.
sure a lot of people have had that mom friend that kind of heals all their wounds
Yeah.
and does that. And that's why, like, I know we joke about like what would Toru do, but that's literally how I live my life and why I try to do that and be that mom friend because I needed that. and there's everyone needs that sometimes.
I,
So
I feel just one of the things that Fruits Basket does so great is like how important all these different types of relationships. Like you need someone to be a mom to you, whether it's your biological one or just someone to take care of you in that way. You need someone to like
mhm.
be friends or have like an equal relationship. Do that with Rin and Haru here. You also need people
Yep.
like you can guide along with you, like how
Yeah.
Tohru is for. Yeah, that's just great. That shows that there's much more to relationships.
Oh yeah, and for even different friendships, because you get different things from different friendships. I mean,
Oh yeah,
Toru's definitely like the mom friend for sure, but like you could see, and you can see in episode 21, like Yuki thinks of her as a mom, and you can see though that Kyo doesn't have those same feelings. You can see it, you
right.
know. He talks about it like it's just different things to different people.
Just
So,
like we have a Kakura, I think he was, just like how there's that friendship between Yuki and him too. Again, kind of
mhm.
on topic, but it shows like he needs that relationship.
Yep. I think every person in your life kind of plays a role in some way, you know. So, and this show kind of shows you that too.
It's like I need friends
So,
I can rant about Fruits Basket with.
exactly.
Yeah, so thank you, Francesca, Katie, C Tactics, if you're there.
Yes. Definitely, definitely. Everyone has a purpose. So, I think Fruits Basket shows that too. Like, and it might be the most minuscule thing because I'm getting off topic with another great thing about Mother reveals. It's surprising. Oh yes, definitely, definitely. Like
I
Yuki thinking that. Like I don't want to talk too much about episode 21, but like Yuki, you can also see that like even in that moment of him helping Toru go back to his mom, like you can see like just a little bit of like how everyone's might not even realize how important they are to someone.
oh yeah, definitely.
Like that's why in the day-to-day life, I don't know. I'm not gonna get too ranty about it, but maybe be nice to everyone because you don't know what they're going through.
I mean, that's true. Like you have no idea like what another person is going through and how much your kindness or how much you could support them in a way that you don't even.
Yep, 100%. And then like I just love that this anime has such a good way of like showing all of these emotions. Like the dialogue in it is just like perfect. So
I ended up getting more screenshots than I meant to.
yes, I mean, and Rin just trying like you can tell she's trying to block people off to make sure that they don't get hurt. Like she's cutting Haru out so that he doesn't get hurt and
And
is afraid of him getting hurt.
she even makes a comment saying like, "Haru, it's your turn to be happy now." Everything she's doing.
Yeah, I think she's just trying to repay that gratitude she has for him kind of taking care of her for so long and being the happiness in her life and her really not wanting Akito to ruin him.
Yeah, that's like her
So
main motivation for protect him at all costs, even if it hurts her in the process.
yep, yep, and like that's why she's so gung ho about the curse, you know. So
It's also kind of sad that in a way she's given up on her own happiness, dedicating herself fully to Haru.
yeah, I mean, I think she realizes that there is a giant wall, Akito,
Yeah,
uh, in the way of their relationship, and she's got to fix that before she can actually be with that. Like they can be with each other.
I can see that, and hopefully she will find a way to do that. And kind of getting on to some of the episode 19, I just want to like move on to that one.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
So you
let's
can
go.
okay, let me. So this one, okay, I think ended that, but that's okay. Oh,
Oh,
hello,
hello,
Danny. Thank you.
Danielle.
Yeah, thank you for lurking. And yeah, what Francesca's saying, Ren doesn't even realize that she's the one who brings him the most happiness. Again,
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
just shows
I
like
think
how you can bring someone joy without even like or understand that.
right, and I think you do like. I think people can get so caught up, and I know I do personally. I get so caught up in worrying about someone else that I don't even think about, what might be maybe what they want
Yeah,
more. Like she's so worried about, something that she thinks he needs, she's not actually like being receptive to what he's telling her he wants.
Like
So,
she's so concerned about like helping him be happy, kind of
mhm.
blocks out like the obvious thing that he's happy with, which is her.
Yep, yep. And you know, it's she's putting him above herself and her own happiness too, because she gets happiness from him as well.
Yeah,
But she's doing it because she does really like care about him. She just it's hard for her to also like express that without getting backlash from Hito.
yeah,
So
and like how he literally threw her out a window.
mhm. Yeah, he doesn't. She doesn't want it to be Haru
Right.
out a window next, and like that. If you look at like, I'm not going to get too much into it, but like if you look at CPTSD and kids with siblings, like that happens a lot too. Like other like siblings protecting the other sibling
Oh,
in that
okay.
same way and taking on a lot of the heat themselves and doing that way. So she doesn't want. She would rather take all the pain and punishment
Yeah.
than have any of it come to Haru. So yes, 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 yes. Oh, Toru. Looking at this,
Yeah,
that
Tohru is so adorable. Like Tohru is exactly what Rin needed here, whether she wanted it or not.
yes, yes, and I think we've all had those people in your life where like it's not the friendship you thought you wanted or needed, but it is what you needed.
Exactly. It's like how
Mhm.
Tohru's like, okay, you're in my bed now. I'm sleeping downstairs. This room is yours. I'm going to get to Tori. Don't jump out a window.
Yep, no arguing.
Yeah. So we actually got
Mhm.
Tohru actually like arguing for once, and Rin was saying like,
Yes,
don't meddle with this. She's like, I am meddling. I'm going to like take care of this.
yes, I think that also like put her back to the love she has for the Somas is like incredible,
It
and
is.
the love that she has for every living person.
Right.
But like on top of that, just how much she loves the Somas, and like you can kind of tell like how much she loves Kyo. Like a lot of this, I have a feeling is for Kyo. You know,
Oh, right. And just
like he's trapped. I mean, she didn't really start asking too much about the curse until she realized that Kyo was going to be trapped forever.
right. And I definitely feel like
So,
that's the biggest reason she wants to break it. It's also interesting because Rin is trying to find a way to break the curse for Haru, and Toru is for Kyo.
yep, it's that love. This is where it gets into the romance part of the anime, and like it's that love that they have for each other is just so deep and so real. Like I see a lot of like of romance animes be really surface level of like, oh, I like her, she's got pretty hair,
Yeah.
and like, oh, she does good in school, like, but this is like really deep.
Yeah,
Like
it's like
it
there's a
gets
trait about the other character they like, so they want to be together, but here's like so
it's
much
really
deeper than
loving
that.
their personality,
Right.
like like really down to their core, how they even handle like deep dark problems and like that when you go through some really really tough stuff with people, like that's when you really get to know who they are. Like what does someone do when they are in that moment of vulnerability, and that's how you really get to know someone.
Yeah, it's like how, and I think that's one of the reasons Fruits Basket works so well is like the romance is not the focus, but uses the overall story to strengthen.
Yes, 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 and like I love that there's so much other things happening in the background. It's not just the Kyo and Toru show.
Yeah, in
Like,
fact, the season is more like Yuki's season than it is Toru's.
yes, and from what I've read, see you, Francesca. Message me on Insta.
Yes, thank you for stopping by, Francesca.
uh, the I lost my train of thought. Okay, so if it's going along what I think it's going along with the manga, then that means season 3 is going to be more where we get into that,
Okay, but
and
yeah,
I'm very very excited.
I'm very curious to see like how this season and then season 3 is going to wrap everything up.
I am too, to be honest. Like I mean, this is uncharted territory for. I don't know how they're gonna wrap it up because
Okay.
like they did change the last episode of like the last 2 episodes. Well, really,
Huh.
second last episode of season 1. I think we talked about that a little bit with how Toru handled that and like Yuki not being there. So I'm curious as to like how they're gonna go about this, how they're gonna wrap up this season.
Uh-huh.
If they're gonna leave us on the edge of our seat, I don't know, but I'm
I
here
hope.
for it.
Yeah, I'm hoping it won't be too painful of a season cliffhanger.
Yeah, because when are we getting season 3? Is what I need to know. I
I
haven't
hope it'll
looked
be like
into it.
spring of next year again.
Oh, I
That's
guess I can make it through 2020. That's what I'm gonna. That is going to be my driving force to get through this.
yeah, I like it. Yeah, I'm going through some of the notes I wrote down that I kind of forgot about. It was interesting though when Shigure asked Akito if he was okay with Hattori coming, and that just shows like
Yeah.
there's like maybe some sort of wedge between about later.
Well, Hattori is the Soma's doctor, and he has to have permission from Akito to do other things off the
Okay.
state. So that's where that is, and I think you can see like Akito is very mysterious. You don't know why he would allow certain things and not allow other things.
Yeah.
But they kind of like alluded to the fact that Akito is probably very much so bipolar. Um,
Yeah, I can definitely see that. One of
yeah,
the interesting
because
things I noticed, like going back to this episode, is like how I think it was Shigure is like saying how twisted the characters were. I forget. Like we keep hearing the word twisted over and over.
I think it goes more back to Akito in the end. I mean, you
Yeah.
can see it in that in episode 21. Like Yuki even said, like, yeah, Akito had like little hiccups whenever they were younger, but nothing as much as aggressive and violent as he is now. And it's at that age that it looks like Akito started to have those things. Like that's usually whenever people start to develop like if they have a mental illness, that's when they start
Okay.
showing signs.
Yeah, because it seemed
So
like
like,
very sudden for Akito to be that way. Yeah, we're kind of getting off topic, so yeah, there's a
yeah,
lot
we
that.
can bring it back.
Yeah, it's interesting, just like how all the episodes build on each other. Like you watch it, but then you go rewatch a previous one.
Oh yeah, this is definitely one of those that you can go back and rewatch, and you can get all these little hints and signs of what's happening underneath someone's face,
I
even in their head.
One of the things I thought was very interesting about this episode was like how Rin just did not want to get Tohru. Tohru made her feel a way she did not feel.
I have a feeling that she didn't want to. I think she says it in there, not for sure, but she doesn't want to put Toru in harm's way as well.
Like she
I
doesn't
think,
want.
yeah, she talked about that a little bit. Like, she doesn't want the people who she says are like the nice people in the world,
Yeah, the
them
kind people.
having pain. Yeah, them having pain on their face is just, it's too much.
You know, like she felt
That,
Kaoru
mhm,
being hurt and does not want the same thing to happen.
yes, yes. And like, and she even says like whenever she first saw her, she wanted nothing more than to run into her and have Toru hold her and let her complain about her day. And I mean, I think we all want that at some point from someone, like
Yeah,
someone that you can like that can hold you and be like, yes, just tell me about your day, tell me about your worries, and just like complain to them.
and I love like
You
in
know?
the end, like Rin just finally hugged Tohru. Is like I give up. I can't do anything. I need Tohru.
Yes, and that her wailing, crying was just too sad. Like you can tell that she just needed that hug.
Right, and
Like,
it's also like very interesting seeing like Yuki Gray's reactions to that.
yeah. I mean, I think they all want Toru's hug.
Yeah,
I think is also why, and they can't.
yeah, that's true. Because Ren and Kagura are the only characters who can hug her without transforming.
All the girls, yeah. I mean, Mobiji's like, I want to hug regardless. Screw it.
yeah,
But like, yes, that is like a. Even if it's a split second, Mobiji's like, yep, that was worth it.
yeah, like or I think it was like episode 10. Like he needed to like try resisting just to.
Yep, and like, I will say, like, I mean, that embrace that they had, that sobbing embrace, like she definitely needed that hug. I would compare it to like, uh, you know, having a long distance relationship and hugging that person
Oh yeah.
after a long time, or like if you haven't seen your parent for a long time, or your sibling, that hug, it's just like it just melts you sometimes. So
Now I want to go to Texas and hug all my friends there.
yeah, or like with COVID, everyone's touch starved.
Yeah, it's
So
like I'm like multiple seats away. I was supposed to go see it, but now I can, and now I just have to be. It's just kind of
yeah, yeah. Jared and I are being dumb and still flying. But,
yeah okay. So you can hug him and know how Ren.
Yep. Yep. I mean, that you can tell, like, and she hasn't had that maternal love since she was very, very young.
Yeah, and well, she like had Cogra's family, but there's always like for a distance.
Yeah. I mean, if you move into someone's family, like, it's always like, well, they're not really my family.
Yeah, it's like she
You
seems like grateful and like seems to get along fine with them, but there's still like
know?
there's not the deep connection there.
Yeah. I will say, like, people like Tohru, which hopefully, like, I would like to be like Tohru if I'm not already making my way there. Like, they can just give you that hug and make you feel that way anyway.
Exactly.
It just like it goes above and beyond. That's Tohru for Rin is what I want to be for me for Jessie, my
Okay.
Jessie in my life, and like whether she likes it or not, she always gets hugs from me. So I feel like it's
That's great.
important. Those things are important. So and Tohru knows that. Like yes, she might not have parents anymore, Tohru, but she at least had really good parents.
Yeah, like you can tell like how much of an impact Kyoko had on her.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and you kind of saw at the end of that episode her nightmare,
Right.
and you can tell like that her seeing her mom in the hospital is very very traumatic for her.
I
And
wonder if she also like felt some, or has some of that trauma too from going to see Ren in the hospital.
I'm sure that's probably why she had the nightmare.
That could be it could be something like she didn't even know like what she was putting her. She didn't think about it.
Because like Tohru doesn't really think about herself, and this is I think at one point in season 1, like Hana and Arisa were like, yeah, I can't believe it's only been a year. I mean, this hasn't even been 2 years yet since her mom died. Like that's
So
and how
it still
close they
hurts.
were.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think she just threw herself into the Soma's problem, so she didn't have to deal with her own.
Yeah, I definitely think that's part of it. Is like she needed something. It's like for a long time she's going, okay, I'm going to live in this tent. I'm going to work and do all those things. Dedicated herself to that, so she had something to dedicate herself.
Yeah, and it's really sad. You can see sometimes that she's still struggling with it,
Right.
but she really does just try to be there for them, and she tries to stay busy and active and avoid it, because she doesn't really. Toru's not the one to do a pity party.
Yeah, and it feels like things keep happening to like bring her closer to actually have.
Yeah, if I have a feeling that we are getting close to a breakdown.
Right.
Like they keep building up, and every couple of episodes we've had a little flashback to that kind of scene. Because we've seen that scene a couple of times with her standing in the doorway as a kid.
Yeah,
I think
how they end the season.
Oh, if they end the season like that, that would be amazing. Anyway,
I hope they do.
I will be here for that, but because we haven't really seen too much of Tohru's stuff. Like, yes, her mom's dead, but we don't really know anything about her father at this point.
Yeah, and like she's the main character, kind of, but like every episode is focusing on the problem of the character.
Yeah, she's just kind of like the person that helps them get to that point.
Something else I thought was really interesting is apparently Haru went to visit Rin in the hospital and she responded by attacking him, and that's how he knew she was doing fine.
Yes. I mean, that's how you know you really know someone.
Yeah, it's like okay, I just had your chair thrown at me. Okay, glad to see you're doing good. Take care of yourself.
Because it's just too precious. I love those types of relationships where you can like, oh yeah, she's being annoying today, so that means she's fine.
Right.
So, yeah.
And Haru also like told the student council guy, Kakeru, I think it was, to take care of Yuki, and he responded, "Okay, Haru, I will take care of your daughter for you, or I will make your daughter happy."
That was precious. Like I do love that. Like there are cute little like funny moments in this very serious anime as well.
Yes.
I mean this is like all around like top tier anime for me. Like it, I don't want to say it's my number one, but it's my number one. Like,
It's probably going to be in my top 10 by the time this thing.
oh, definitely, 100%. I have no doubt.
Yeah, the only
Like,
kind of issue I have with like such a strong anime is I'm also watching season 2 of ReZero, which is also incredibly emotional. And I don't.
oh, so you've got two emotional things going on
Yeah,
right
every
now.
week, okay, my
Okay.
heart's destroyed by Fruits Basket. Okay, get over that. And then my heart's destroyed again by ReZero.
Yeah. You okay, fam?
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah, I've been like doing Fruits Basket once a week, and then I don't know if I should put myself on blast here, but I'm watching a Remo.
Yes, you told me you're
And
watching that with Jared, or because of him.
yes, well, I actually watched it years ago, but I stopped for fairly obvious reasons, and now I'm gonna go back and watch it again.
I just stopped
So
because it was boring.
I want to finish it. I want to get through it. I just finished Toradora too, and I'm mad about it. But
Okay.
yeah, I mainly like slice of life. I used to watch like Inuyasha and Naruto and like Dragon Ball when I was like growing up, but I've kind of gotten away from that the older I've gotten. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't found any good ones. Soul Eater probably is like the most recent in terms
Okay.
of like action, but and Psychopaths. I love. Oh, and for all right, maybe JK. Maybe I just like everything.
Yeah, that's kind
I'm
of how I
like,
am. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, I've kind of outgrown action anime. Wait, My Hero Academia is my favorite anime. Watching is ReZero.
I like it when it's deep, when it gets into that like core psyche. That's my favorite.
You're going to love ReZero.
All right, I'm about it. I'm gonna watch that for you next because I think we'll have a break between season 2 and season 3, so I will watch that in that break because
Okay.
we only have we have like 3-4 more episodes left the first
Probably.
pass of this season.
Oh, yeah, speaking back to this episode of Fruits Basket, we also learned a lot more about the Soma curse. And it ties back to the promise that God and the Zodiac made. Like, it's basically them living together for all eternity, which is beautiful. First glance, you see like how
Yeah,
it's how what was meant to be beautiful is like changing, driving them.
double-edged sword there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like it probably started off as something really really beautiful. I mean, I know the actual thing, so I'm not going to say too much, but it definitely is one of those things that could be good, it could be great, like or could be bad. Like if you want to do that, then of course it's fine.
Right.
But it gives once you start taking away people's freedom, then they start to crave that freedom. So even if they would have maybe been happy with it, you've taken it away and now they want it. It's like the reverse psychology. Like
It's just the
they're
whole
gonna
thing.
want what they don't have.
The whole thing about like it's meant to be a loving relationship, Zodiac and God and all that. But it's like if you take away the freedom to choose, you take away the love there.
Yep.
Like Kyo and
Balance.
Tohru, like they love each other. They want to spend time together, and so they can spend basically all time together and be happy. But that's because they chose that life.
Yeah, and I do believe that you can't truly love someone if you're trapped.
Exactly.
Like you just there's no way. You don't even know if those feelings are real or if because they're trapped.
Right.
So it's that's I kind of think like also what Akito's like battles with is like not only bipolar, but do they actually love me as a
Ooh,
person
yeah.
or do they love me because of that bond?
Yeah. So maybe that
So
I could definitely see that like making out him the way he is. Like he's afraid that they won't really love him, so he has to manipulate them, keep them close to him. Or at least that's the way he
yes.
sees it.
Yep. And that's why I think like I feel for Akito as well. I'm gonna get some hate for that right now where we're at, but like Akito also has it like fairly rough. I mean, he has to stay in that house. He has to be the head,
Yeah.
and
I'm
he
curious to see like his back. Like right now, he's basically just the unredeemed villain. Like
yes,
Fruits Basket feels like a show that's not going to just end there. Like he can still be a villain, but then he'll understand enough to say, "Okay, I get why you are the way you are."
yes, and like they definitely Fruits Basket is not the anime that's gonna be like, yes, someone's a villain. They write them off for forever.
Right.
like you said, like it is. They don't do that. Like they try to make you understand every character. Whether or not you like every character is up to you, but at least they lead you on the journey of understanding them.
Yeah, like even if you don't fully like them, like okay, I understand you as a person. You're not like this show, like
Yeah, I mean, every character has some sort of quality or something you can relate to. So
I did love in the end where Tohru and Rin decided they should team up.
yes, that was adorable. I love them. I love those types of friendships where someone's like definitely like the sassy person
Uh-huh.
and someone's just like super nice and sweet. Like that's most of my
I
relationships.
feel in many ways like they complete each other. Like they're both very stubborn, but Tohru's like too kind almost.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I also love that Tohru forgot about them talking about breaking the curse to bring Rin the Jello. It's like how like focused she is on helping people that she like forgot her bigger goal.
Yep. And she
Rin's
just
amazing, or not? Tohru's amazing. Rin is too.
yes, and I love that she can make everything too because like my favorite type of waifu is the ones that can cook and like they clean around the house too. I know
Got one
that's
of
so
those.
stereotypical, but I love it. Toru is like my ultimate. Okay, I bought the body pillow. I bought the Toru body pillow.
I can't even blame you for that because it's Tohru.
Yes, I was like, this is my first anime body pillow I bought, and it's Toru, and I love it. It's cute. I'll take pictures for you. But
Okay, you kind of want to see them.
yes, I'll have it with me next time we do this. Hope probably the season ending.
Oh
I will
boy.
have Toru here with me.
Okay,
So,
I'll need to make OBS set up to like actually get.
oh my gosh, I could sit here with Toru. That'd be hilarious.
You should take a picture with you, Jared, and Tohru pillow.
Toru's all mine. He can get his own.
Okay, make him take a
Yeah,
picture of you with Tohru.
yeah, there we go. I'm not sharing Toru. Are you kidding me? She's gay.
Exactly. But yeah, at the end of the episode, we also got something very interesting. Tohru was like singing together forever to herself, and it's like
Hmm.
she has the same connection with her mom, like wanting to be together with him, as Akito has a Zodiac wanting them to all be together. It just shows
Yeah.
like how that same desire can be good in one case, or it can easily be twisted as well.
Yeah, it's the want versus have to.
Yeah,
Yeah, because like they have no choice. They feel that, and that's what they have. And like like other people, like I mean, most people either they have a really great relationship with their parents or they don't. And like I think wanting that with Toru is just like it's so precious because like it shows you what a good parenting does. And you can see like in episode 21 like how upset she was whenever she lost Toru. It was too precious. She's like, she's a cute girl, she's cute hair, cute eyes.
oh yes.
I mean, but like the rest of them haven't really experienced that. I would say Kagura's mom's pretty normal
Yeah,
for the
Congress
most
family
part.
probably is the most like death of all, but it's
Hmm.
not
I haven't.
completely messed up.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anyone
I think
else's that's not super torn.
yeah, Heroes is okay. She's a bit
Yeah,
weird, but they're normal
she's just
enough.
yeah,
Uh,
overprotective.
do we know anything about Haru's parents?
I don't think so at this point.
Okay.
Yeah,
I guess we know Yuki and
you can see that they're probably okay though.
yeah, because
Uh,
Haru doesn't seem to have a lot of trauma at it.
and he still lives in his house, and he's still like he has a pretty sweet room. I just gotta say.
I kind of want his
So
room.
yeah, like Loki. But yeah, I'm trying to think of anyone else. Like probably the most toxic ones, or I would say the most toxic parents are probably Yuki's parents.
Well, Rin, I think
And
Rin
Rin,
more
yeah,
so, but Yuki definitely.
yeah. Rin and you. Well, at least Rin's done with her parents.
True.
Yuki's still on their leash,
Uh,
and
true.
that can open you up to more kinds of hurt.
Right, because like Rin is in the process now, she can heal away from them. Ours are going to
Mhm.
be there probably forever.
Yes, I very much so relate to that because like I live 5 hours away from my family,
Ah,
and
yes.
like Yes, and so, like, in some ways, like, on my dad's side of the family, my dad, like, I haven't talked to him in going on 9 years now, and I don't regret it at all, and I feel that way with, are they adults?
Yeah,
They are on the edge of being adults. They're, like, in their teens.
yeah, like all the main
Mhm.
characters are like high school aged. A couple of characters are a little bit younger.
Yeah. But and then on my mom's side, like, it's our relationship is rocky. And like it's very much so like Yuki and his mom.
Okay,
You can tell that they just made mistakes. And as you get older, those relationships can go one of two ways. Either you never talk to them again, or like you actually heal and have a different relationship.
I think with
So
Yuki, they're at least like showing how they can start to make it.
mhm. And like yes, Yuki was young and his parents were young too. Like I think a lot of people are too harsh on their parents sometimes as well because a lot of parents are kids raising kids.
Yeah, I mean, like
So,
I'm old enough to be a parent, but like I would have no idea what I was doing.
oh yeah, there's no way. Like I'm just thinking like my mom had two children at my age.
Yeah,
I think I would have murdered me. Like I have two cats and a dog and I'm like, y'all sometimes.
exactly.
Like
Like my dad had. I, pretty sure he had like two or three kids by the time he was my age. Like, how do adults do that thing?
not well is the right answer. Like not like really just winging it.
Yeah,
And so imagine being a parent. Yeah. I mean, really though, like I think we do give our parents too much like, well, you didn't feed me peanut butter and jelly, and that's why I don't whatever.
I think that's
So
just how a lot of people are. Is like they do the
mm,
best they can in the moment, but no one's perfect. Everyone's gonna make mistakes. Like
yeah.
raising a
And like
child.
moving past that can give you like an amazing relationship if
Yeah,
both people are willing to.
you can respect. Like, okay, we made mistakes in the past. Let's do the best we can now.
And so, like, some relationships are worth saving, but it takes two to tango.
Yeah,
So, and hopefully Yuki's mom gets there because, like, she is kind of starting to. You can kind of see it. And like now, Ren's parents are are effed. Like,
yeah,
there is no coming back from that. That's how I feel with my father. Like, I understand kind of both sides because I got both things.
yeah. So like
So,
you
like,
have a rock relationship with your mother, but still there with the father, just done with completely.
hmm
Yeah,
yep.
it's
So
I can definitely see it being hard to see like what is the line between. Yeah, again, I don't know everything you've been through though.
yeah, that's I guess I'll do a tell all one day.
Okay. Yeah,
But
I don't want to make you talk about more than you're comfortable to, especially.
yeah, it's just like, people go through different things in life. I mean, my mom went through two divorces while
Ooh,
I was under 18.
okay, yeah,
So, like that alone, like that stuff, like in it going like I said, going through those things and going and seeing who someone is in their darkest hour, it tells you a lot about someone
yeah,
and those moments like either make or break it. And like I don't know. I think we're too hard on people sometimes. We expect perfection in our friendships, in our relationships, our romantic relationships, in our parents. We expect perfection, but then we aren't perfect ourselves.
exactly.
So
Like everyone you know, they've especially if you have known for a while, they're gonna make mistakes in their might like say the wrong thing or to you not meaning to or even knowing that they did so.
right, and like I think like a lot of times like people are like, oh well, my friend hasn't messaged me in like a week or two. Like, well, maybe they're busy. Not everyone's perfect, or my mom didn't get me the right birthday present this year. Like, well, did you tell her? And
Right.
like,
It's like with me, like with messaging people, like I'm typically not someone to like reach out to someone unless like I have a specific. It's like yes, we're friends, but like okay, there I typically not someone who'll just message just like say hi or something.
right, and like so people just need to. I mean, honestly, communication is the key to everything, and
Yeah,
I think this anime like shows how you have to communicate to people.
right,
You know, otherwise, what are you expecting? So
right.
yeah.
Anime has stuff to it. I think
I mean, this anime is gold. If you haven't
it
watched
is.
it, please go watch it.
Yeah, why are you watching us talk about it? Just go watch the anime.
Yeah, because it's like amazing, and the manga is good too. Read the manga if you're waiting for the season to, the whole show to be over. I understand, but read it after because it is very good too.
That would definitely be interesting. I kind of just want to like after the season is over, like, read the first few seasons.
Yes, please do. But I think I can tell you where the good cutoff is.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, Danny says she doesn't need to watch because you talk about it. Okay, so we're going to kidnap Danny and watch all of it.
Yeah, I was going to say Danielle. It's my favorite anime. I'll watch, if you watch Fruits Basket, I'll watch one of yours. But.
You like Mars or whatever.
Yeah, Mars is also same up the alley. If Mars got an anime, it would be my favorite. It's so good. But Mars is more focused on the romance of everything.
Okay.
But it is beautiful. I love it. But you haven't watched Future Diaries yet, have you, Greg?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Definitely, we need to do something once you watch Future Diaries as well.
Maybe when I'm done with Belgium, I'll watch.
Oh, need more convincing? I'll bake you cookies.
I would do it.
It might do it.
Like, I even cooked a salmon because of this.
You actually what?
I made a salmon, like the noodle thing. I ended up going to cook that because of this anime.
Wow, I'll bake my own cookies.
Okay, now I want Janie's cookies.
All right, savage. All right, well, what about those mushroom balls I made for you that one day?
I need to show up.
I want a hot pot. Okay, listen, I tried to make hot pot one day. Nah, fam, go to a restaurant.
Whenever you cook these things, I'm showing up.
I'm actually doing a baking stream this next week for Danny's. Not this Danny, or I'm sorry, Jessie's birthday.
Okay,
it's her birthday next week, and I'm gonna make her a cake on stream.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Well, I gotta show Jordan up that box cake, that store-bought icing. Baby, so angry.
I wish I saw more of his stream. But I think since we've completely gone off topic, we'll end the stream before you do.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you for checking this out. Thank you for commenting to you, Francesca, Danny, I missed, or anyone who comments afterwards, because the VOD will be on YouTube. So yeah.
Yep.
And go check out
all of our stuff.
Go check out Katie's Twitch, where she will be showing you the correct way to bake a cake. And
yes. From scratch.
Yep. All right. Yeah, so tell people where they can find you, because I forgot that part.
Oh, Creating with Katie on Instagram and literally everywhere else. That's my tag. So
let's do.
That's pretty much what it's just creating with.
There
yeah, basically. I think my Instagram has my link tree.
Okay.
So.
Yes. Maybe one day I'll use Instagram. But yes, thank you once again for watching. Fruits Basket is amazing, and we'll be back to talk about more at some time.
See you.